Anime is considered to be one of the most expressive mediums in entertainment today. The fan base gets populated by new viewers every day, with those who enjoy both lighthearted adventures and psychological thrillers looking for diverse shows and captivating storytelling with every seasonal release. But within this enormous landscape lies an enchanting subgenre, dark fantasy. It features ominous worlds shrouded in peril and populated by twisted creatures, and portrays the tales of heroes battling threats, both internal and external, that promises a great spectacle. Black Clover is one such anime. However, it's not, in the true sense, a dark fantasy. Rather, it portrays elements of this genre, mixed with some comedy, drama, and pure shonen action. As an anime with fast-paced action that also has plenty of comic relief, Black Clover has a lot in common with other popular anime titles. These shows often share many themes with Black Clover, like the power of friendship, never giving up, and having a main character who is different from everyone else in their world. But isn't this the general trope of any show? The reason these types of tropes are so popularized is the simple fact that it works, and fans of all demographics loves it. Although it did take some time, eventually Black Clover caught on with fans of the shonen action. There's just a general lovableness to the Black Bulls, a dysfunctional group of misfits who might be bad at being magic knights, but they're great at being a supportive family that helps each other get stronger and overcome even the worst possible outcomes. So I'm not putting it on the friendship level, or the power of emotions, like Fairy Tail, for example. In Black Clover, Asta works hard to become as powerful as he is, and didn't need anybody to help him. He's an inspiring character to many viewers who watch Black Clover. His determination and self-growth is apparent, although so is his sense of right and wrong, standing up for the weak and eventually growing to learn what it means to be the leader of your own land. Regardless of the obstacles that Asta still has yet to overcome and fight against, his strengths and characteristics provide the audience a lot of life lessons similar to Naruto. So there are some aspects of Naruto and Black Clover that sort of collide in some ways. For example, Black Clover follows a story of a protagonist named Asta, a young boy without any magic power, and has been looked down upon for the better part of his childhood, and is given a rare grimoire that grants him anti-magic abilities. Not only that, he also possesses a demon inside of him, which he needs to befriend on his journey to try and become the next Wizard King. So the similarities to Naruto is apparent, but to be honest, it's not a bad thing. And in the midst of these inceptions of the two series, Black Clover has in its own right taken on a life of its own. Not to mention the show received an award for 2019's Best Continuing Series Award, as well as Best Fight Scene. So a lot of you are probably wondering, why hasn't there been a new season since? Well, the anime was releasing episodes weekly. It was beginning to get close to catching up with the manga. So to avoid stretching episode pacing too thin or adding unnecessary fillers, Black Clover's animation studio decided to pause production. So during the time of airing, the manga had published roughly 272 chapters, and the anime adapted roughly 270 of those chapters. So it's completely fair that they would have to stop production. However, since then there have been just over 100 chapters published, and this could easily make the bulk of a potential Season 5, maybe even a Season 6. So the reason I say a Season 6, in a recent interview with Studio Pierrot, they stated that they are considering more of a seasonal launch schedule for their franchises. So it's not a bad thing. I mean, it would be nice to continue the season like it's always been done. But if we look back at some of the episodes, there are some that could have been much better animated, such as this episode, for example. If given a seasonal release, the quality would have been much more polished, and we wouldn't have got this underwhelming animation. So given the priority of shows the studio is working on, unfortunately, Black Clover doesn't sit on the top of that list. With the Bleach series still ongoing, it's likely we will only hear official announcements on Black Clover's Season 5 after Bleach concludes. So the Bleach series is rumored to finish in early 2025, so I'm guessing that we will hear of a release date then. Even if it's a teaser, I'm sure many of us will be happy with that. Then at least we know it's in production. So, with the non-canon movie that released last year, it's at least good to know that Studio Pierrot hasn't forgotten about this anime. And it also shows that fans haven't forgotten either, as the movie was a huge success. While the anime left off with a devil's assault on the Heart Kingdom and Noel's group, the next part of the story should see Asta gain an impressive new power in time for him and his allies to take on the Dark Triad. The Spade Kingdom raid arc began with episodes 168 to 170 and introduced an important member of the Black Bulls, Vice Captain Nacht Faust, with special expertise to help Asta master his devil's power. The majority of this sequence focuses on the devil-binding ritual that Asta must complete to gain full control over Liba's abilities, including his Black Asta form and anti-magic. And this arc is also the most highly anticipated sequence of the series. It'll pick up right at the climax of the series with the final showdown against the Dark Triad. The Dark Triad's arrival also brings that of their subordinates, the Dark Disciples, all of whom are also imbued with the upper-class devil's power. Their main objective is to open a gateway to the underworld to allow devils to come through and roam the lands of the living. So considering Black Clover Season 5 hasn't been officially announced yet, it may be premature to say where the new season will stream if and when it is released. Based on past seasons, it's likely that Black Clover Season 5 will release on Crunchyroll and Netflix. Although this time there might be some complications, Netflix was the exclusive streaming home of Black Clover Sword of the Wizard King, meaning it's also possible that Netflix will want exclusivity for future seasons, which leaves Crunchyroll in the dark. Well, that's all for now. If you found this info at all insightful, please consider hitting the like button below, and if you'd like to stay up to date with all the popular anime, please consider subscribing. Thanks again, guys, and have a great one.